As a consultation company, me and my team of 3 other members are going to be evaluating Oz as performance, and we're going to be providing them with recommendations on how they can improve their operations.
Today we will focus on a key recommendation that aligns with Taylor's second principle of scientific management, the systemic induction and retraining of our workforce at OCAR. We start by identifying the right talent, which means finding workers not only with the required skills but also with the worker to learn and adapt to our method. We are not just looking for experience, we are looking for the potential for growth. Selective labor establish requirement and standard, give employees training for the global organization ideals, and take employees on a tour of the airport, help them work under supervision, and conduct retraining and induction. What can OCAR do to implement induction and retraining? Firstly, our induction training program is designed as the initial step for our new team members to become in OCAR's mission value and culture. This provides safety for both pilot and ground personnel go through industry regulation and standard. Moving on to technical training, it's all about staying current. For our pilot, this means retraining, ensuring they are always up to date with the latest regulation and best practice. By implementing this recommendation, we are building a workforce that is confident and elegant with our organization method. First up is customer service training. Our goal here is our employee with the hospitality skills to deliver service consistently. This involves training in effective communication, conflict resolution, cultural sensitivity, and can handling customer inquiries. It's about ensuring every interaction our customer have with our staff is positive and memorable experience. Next, we have performance feedback and coaching. It's essential that we establish a feedback loop where managers provide regular constructive feedback and coaching. This system isn't just about pointing out what's wrong, but rather fostering a culture of growth, helping employees identify and work on areas for improvement. We are aiming for a robust communication channel promoting open and productive exchange between them, team members and management. By doing so, we not only enhance individual performance but also drive collective exchange. Starting with induction training, our hiring manager aren't just there to recruit. They are going to partner with team leaders across the company to ensure every new hire inducted duly into our culture and operation. For technical training, we are looking beyond our organization to bring in the best seasoned flight instructor to keep our pilot sharp, and for our ground staff, we tap into the wealth of knowledge from our senior technical and experienced worker. When it comes to customer service training, we are hospitality experts. This will ensure our staff receive top-notch training in customer engagement and satisfaction. Lastly, for performance feedback and coaching, we are empowering our manager to stay actively engaged with their team. This ensures that feedback and coaching are daily operation, fostering a culture of continuous improvement.
For timeline and location of task completion include 4 parts. First one is induction training, means every time a new employee joins the team, training provides at the workplace. Second one is technical training, means technical training for new employees must be provided when they join the team, training provided at the workplace. And the third one is customer service training, means that once a year, employees should go through this training. Experts train employees at workplace. The fourth one is performance feedback and coaching, means managers should provide feedbacks and training to all employees. Training only requires for those who need it. And for the cost associated with this recommendation, in direct training costs like course fee, trainer fee, and also travel expenses. For internal resources cost like salaries, time spent on training, administrative cost, materials and supplies. For indirect cost, downtime lost during training, overtime staffing to replace those who are unavailable, and for technical and infrastructure cost like investment in new technology, better systems, and also management systems, and for evaluation and follow-up cost like additional training, cost of assessment tools to evaluate performance. So for the potential problem of this recommendation, first one is employees may lack motivative or interest in participating in these training activities. The recommendation is to make trainings interactive. And the second problem is employees may resist adopting new changes. The recommendation is communicate the rationale behind the trainings and emphasize this importance. And the third problem is limited time and budget may hinder the effectiveness of these trainings. The recommendation is prioritize training initiatives based on this impact and return on investment.
I'm Alan. I will talk about the second recommendation for the company as quality control and the cooperation between workers and employees. The principle we choose is the third step, which is ensure cooperation through incentives, pay raises, promotions, and bonuses. Provide an environment that encourage optimal working result and good working environment. And clean and organize the workplace quality machine. First, in the company, managers can do some meeting regularly that remind the employees to focus on the established method. And managers can follow the progress of the task of the workers. Second, managers should pay more attention to their employees that can give their feedback in time. Third, managers can give appropriate bonuses for employees based on their in performance. It can continue the good behaviors of workers. The last one is environment keeping. Managers should ask employees to clean their workplace to increase the productivity. This element require managers and employees a joint effort to complete. Employees and managers should connect and collaborate together so that can be more effective.
Now let's look at when and where these recommendations can take place. For quality control measures, monthly reviews can be conducted to have an insight on overall performance. For continuous monitoring and improvements, during operational hours, managers should actively monitor employees to ensure that operations are going smoothly. For the third one, providing incentives, monthly bonuses or yearly bonuses should be awarded to employees who outperform the rest. For training and development, weekly checks should be conducted to ensure that employees keep their workplace organized. Now let's look at the costs associated with this recommendation. The first cost would be time and resources. Having regular meetings and audits requires a lot of time from both managers and employees. The second cost would be training costs. Managers might need extra training or professional development to be able to supervise. The third cost would be employee engagement. During training and development, there may be intangible costs such as loss of productivity during training. While employees are being trained, they might not be able to perform their tasks on time, as training requires additional time and effort from employees. This might cause loss of productivity during their training. And the last cost would be incentives and rewards. When managers want to reward their employees, they would have to look at their overall revenue and see how much from that revenue they are able to provide to their employees as an incentive. Now let's look at the potential problems associated with this recommendation. The first one would be resistance to change. Employees might resist adopting new changes as their current operation might be habitual, so they might not want to change. The recommendation for this would be to communicate the rationale behind these trainings and emphasize the importance of it. When employees recognize the rationale and the importance of their new trainings, they would be more open to change. The second problem might be time and resources. There might be a limited time and budget which may hinder OSAIR from providing effective training for their employees. The recommendation for this would be to prioritize training initiatives based on its impact and return on investment. Instead of looking at its cost, OSAIR should be looking at how the new trainings would benefit their employees. The next potential problem might be audit overloads. When managers are required to do audits, they are required to have additional paperwork on top of their current existing workload. This might overload the managers, causing them to feel overwhelmed. To overcome this, managers should split the audits between team leaders and other operational managers. The last potential problem might be ineffective communication. Meetings and audits rely on effective communication from the managers and team leaders. Being unable to communicate effectively might hinder the effectiveness of each training. The recommendation for this would be to provide communication courses for managers to ensure that they are effective communicators so that their employees can understand and get rid of miscommunication with their managers.